what is the power of knowing over believing? What's the difference between believing and knowing? Believe is what they gave you. Knowing is what you were born with. Believe needs a book. Knowing needs stillness and silence. Belief is fragile because it shatters under pressure. But knowing survives everything. And for centuries, we have been trained to believe, to just believe. We were handed down belief systems before we could even utter a word, before we could speak. We were taught to worship things. We were taught to obey rules we are not supposed to question. We were taught to fear gods that are not created in our image, or we are not created in their image. They told us what to think. They told us how to love. They told us how to pray. They taught us what to fear. They taught us what was holy and what was not. And we took it all in because we were children. Because it also came with force. Because it came in our schools, in our homes, in our churches. Even in our punishments, it came with the colonization. And here is the problem. Belief disconnected us from ourselves. It taught us to mistrust our intuition, to silence our instincts, to look outside for approval instead of inward for truth. We believed we had to earn worthiness, that suffering meant salvation, that questioning meant rebellion, that thinking for ourselves meant hell. We need to let this sink first. We believed instead of knowing. And that is the core of the crisis we are facing today as a continent. Because when people no longer trust themselves, they can be led anywhere. To wars, we can be given instructions and insights to kill our very own visionaries. To war, to hatred, to self-destruction, to capitalism, disguised as calling, to religions that extract rather than restore. They focus on how much you can give them rather than teaching you how to receive from the divine. To leaders that manipulate rather than liberate. We see it all now. People dying in the name of belief, killing each other on who is right, who told you you're right, judging each other while hiding from our very own emptiness, while the soul is whispering, come home. Come home to what you already know. Knowing is what the body carries. It's the voice in your chest that doesn't need proof. It is the way your spirit teaches you to react before your mind has language. You ever know something before it happened? You ever felt something was off even when the facts looked fine? Ever had a dream that felt truer than anything that you have ever been taught? That is your knowing. It has been there the whole time, waiting for you to stop performing by these matters, especially for Africans. Belief made us followers. Knowing makes us the guardians. Belief keeps us dependent. Knowing makes us the sovereign. This continent cannot rise on borrowed truths. We must be willing enough to go and research our own history. We must be curious enough to want to know. We cannot build futures on stolen myths. We cannot rise or raise the next generation on doctrines that shame our bodies, our emotions, and our minds. We must return to our own knowing, to the wisdom of our bones, to the truth of our ancestors, the truth that they carried before the degrees and the diplomas and the certificates, to the inner voice that has never lied because he is the truth. The land knows. the women know, the elders know, the children know. Before we educate it out of them, they know. This is not the time for the blind belief. It is time for awakened knowing. And that's what soul education is after. We are not here to tell you what you think. We are here to remind you how to feel, how to return to your authority, how to own the authority of your own spirit. Because your knowing is the most dangerous thing in a world built on control, illusions, and manipulation. And your remembering is the most powerful act of resistance and rebellion. So ask yourself, where did I stop trusting myself? Who told me that I couldn't know without them? And what is the truth beneath my beliefs? Because the future we are birthing does not need more belief. It needs brave souls who know and welcome back each other to its own. It needs brave souls who know, welcome back to yourself. It needs souls who know, welcome back to yourself. Welcome back to knowing. Welcome to soul education.